Time. I've spent a lot of time lost, time spent, time used, time wasted, time earned. Now is the time to finish things, time to end the journey, time to max. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Max, the online video series where I am on a journey where I'll be the first person to max in every version of Oldschool Runescape. Before we kick off Season 2 of Max, let's take a quick look at what happened back in Season 1. Back in Season 1 we introduced the idea of becoming the first player in the game to accomplish a max cape in every available game mode. In Episode 2 we accomplished several new 99s, whilst in Episode 3 we achieved the world record by becoming the first player in the game to accomplish 99 agility in World 45 Deadman mode and the main game. In episodes 4 and 5, we made a great attempt at becoming the first player to achieve the max total level of 2,251 in a Deadman seasonal. Despite the fact that we ultimately failed in our attempt, I was looking forward to trying again in a Deadman season once I finished maxing on the vanilla version of Oldschool Runescape. However, since episode 4 and 5 went live, Deadman seasons were taken offline by Jagex after it became clear that these versions of the game had too many issues for them to quick fix, and so they decided it would be better for them to take them offline indefinitely until a brand new, better version of Deadman mode can be released. Depending on the changes that Jagex make to Deadman seasons and whether or not it will be possible for me to try again, I'll look into trying again in 2020. From episodes 5 to 9, we accomplished 99 cooking, farming, crafting, runecrafting, and slayer, with just mining, smithing, herb lore, thieving, construction, and prayer left to complete. We are in the end game with accomplishing our first max cape and finishing off my main account. I also briefly touched on the fact that I started playing the Ultimate Iron Man mode and Jexler in episode 9. Throughout the latter episodes of season 1, I also introduced 2 other accounts. Exule is my free-to-play only account, and during season 1 I introduced the idea of accomplishing the max total level of 1,493 in free-to-play. I briefly spoke about some of the methods that I have to do in order to reach 99 in very difficult skills like runecrafting, and what I'd have to do in order to finish this huge grind. Meanwhile, on Repure, I introduced the money making ult that I'll need to finish maxing on both Rosala and Exule. By the end of season 1, in its final episode, I finished the Dragon Slayer 2 quest after a hard year of grinding out the necessary stats to kill rune dragons, and so by the time season 1 was finished, I had everything in place to max on both the main game and free to play. Hey, I hope you are enjoying this episode of Max so far, and before we jump back into the episode, I just wanted to let you guys know that Max has its own Twitter handle where I'll be posting every episode once they go live on my YouTube channel. YouTube has not been showing my videos to my subscribers in their subscription boxes or recommended pages, so this means that you're probably going to miss out on my next episode of Max. But if you like this series enough and want to stay in tune, then follow the Max Twitter handle and you won't miss out on a single episode. So, I have 6 skills to complete before I can max, and out of the 6, 4 are buyables. Buyables mean that if I have enough coins, I can buy the resources I need to train all 4 skills when making offers on the Grand Exchange. But to make those offers I need coins, and to make those coins I need to do some PVM activities to generate the cash I need to afford all 4 of my remaining skills. Throughout my grind, I have developed my skills when it comes to fighting certain bosses, and my favourite bosses to fight in Oldschool Runescape are Dagonoth Kings. I am not going to do post 99 Slayer to try and get some Dagonoth assignments on Duradale, because I figured that by the time I get an assignment, I'd probably have completed 1 or 2 trips at the Dagonoth Kings before I got them. However, the Dagonoth Kings can be quite difficult to kill without a Slayer assignment because I don't have the effect given when wearing a Slayer helmet, and it is particularly difficult to keep the rotation in check when fighting all 3 kings, so I came up with an alternative plan that wouldn't require a Dagonoth task. My plan is that I'm going to dolo the Dagonoth Kings with both Vizela and Rapua. Doloing basically means that I'm going to be fighting the kings on both accounts at the same time by having 2 rune-like clients up beside each other. This will be a huge test of my skills to play 2 accounts simultaneously, particularly when bossing, but I think I can do it. My Oldscape skills have come a long way over the past couple of years. Before I can head out to the Dagonoth Kings, I'm going to need to get 84 magic on Rapua. This will allow me to use the potion Seer spells on the Lunar Spellbook, meaning that I can boost both accounts at the same time without having to drop trade potions. It will make things easier for me when fighting all 3 kings. So, we got 84 magic and now it's time to head out to Waterbirth Island. My gear isn't exactly fantastic at the moment for both accounts, but I'm going to be fighting the kings with both of them, so I think I'll be able to get some decent trips in. I wouldn't dare solo the Dagonoth Kings and Dragon Plate Legs, but with Rapua beside me I don't think I'll have to tank too many hits from Suprema Rex if the rotations become messed up. So, day 1 of our little Dagonoth adventure went really well. I got 2 Berserker rings, plus a nice little Sears ring on top. And of course, with the Fremlet Diary done, the Noted Bones is just a strawberry on top. Hopefully the rest of the week is just as good. Day 2 of Dagonoth Kings wasn't terrible, but it could have been a lot better. 2 Warriors rings, which of course could have been Berserker rings if we had just been a bit luckier, and another Sears ring on top. Also, we finally mastered Prayer Flicking Prime and Supreme today, though as a novice to Prayer Flicking I would rather keep on top of the rotation rather than falling behind it as I did here. Day 3 of Dagonoth Kings, and nothing really to shout about other than a nice little juicy Berserker ring that I got on Rapua, funnily enough. Nearly all my kills so far have come through Vizela. Day 7 of Dagonoth Kings, and it was probably our best day since the start of the week as I got myself another Sears and Berserker ring. The Warrior ring wasn't anything to shout about, but a nice little tip all the same. I did 2 trips on day 5, but I got nothing during both, and I've been AFKing Motherlode Mine during my off days as I decided to take a break. Also did 2 hard clues when I had to tally out for more supplies, which I got from the Kings, but unfortunately nothing interesting in even one of them. But yeah, all in all, a very productive week on the money making front, but I think I need a better money maker than this if I want to get my max cape in a reasonable time frame, because at this rate I am going to max next year. So I spent a week doloing Dragon of Kings and I made quite a lot of GP. Enough GP to start buying Bird's Nest and Toadflax to start making sourdough and brews to train my Herblore level. But I still don't have enough GP to buy all the supplies I need to finish Herblore and my other skills, and even though I love the Dragon of Kings, it was time to hit up the God Wars dungeon. I've not really done much God Wars since I started playing Oldschool Runescape, but with a decent team I can basically do Bandos God Wars pretty well, and I've done some Zamorak God Wars as well. The first ever item I've seen in person was a Bandos hilt that a friend of mine got, and that's a nice 3-0 split between the three of us, but it still wasn't the GP that I needed. And then that's when it happened. You see, back in the summer I completed the Song of the Elves quest, the new Grandmaster quest that unlocks Priviness, and after spending around a week in the Priviness ability course, I accumulated the 300 crystal shards I needed to make the new crystal armor set. I was testing the set alongside a crystal bow at Bandos God Wars with the Scuff Boys, and we didn't just get one Bandos Tacit, not just 2 Bandos Tacits, not just 3 Bandos Tacits, but 4 goddamn Bandos Tacits. My split at the end of a 3-way trip was 39 mil, and that was it. My PVM adventures were done. I could finally concentrate on skilling. So I have had the requirements for the Desert Heart Diary done for a while, and it's about time I got around to doing it. The only thing left that I needed to do was to finish the Contact quest. With the Desert Heart Diary completed, I can get unfinished potions made in bulk whilst I am in Nada, which is actually very useful because sometimes Toadflax potions don't buy on the Grand Exchange, and with this perk, I can just bring noted Toadflax and vials of water to get them made. Right, so to get my remaining buyables done, all I have to do is Rune Dragons and skilling. I have Repute on the side killing Rune Dragons whilst I'm out here in the felled up hills catching Chin Chompers. In my downtime, when I don't feel like playing properly, I have the Motherlode Mine to do my remaining mining experience. The GP that I can make from Motherlode Mine, Hunter and Rune Dragons is how I'm going to buy the Dragon Bones, Herblore supplies and Mahogany planks that I need to finish Prayer, Herblore and Construction. With thanks to Bandos God Wars and the GP left over from Dragon of Kings, I've already purchased the adamant bars that I need to finish smithing. Plus, I'm keeping the gold ore from the Motherlode Mine for some bonus smithing experience from the Blast Furnace. Welcome to my 99 mining party. That's right, I finally finished this skill. Took me 4 months straight of pure AFK mining when I didn't feel like playing, but I needed that time off to keep myself fresh for the other skills that I had to finish, and it was the last skill that I had left, which I could do passively, so I could at least keep myself doing something in the game when I got burnt from playing. With 99 mining done, I accumulated over 50 mil in GP from all the ores that I got, but I didn't keep all the ores that I mined as I had to sell them in batches here and there to afford gear for PVM or to afford membership bonds. I also accumulated quite a lot of uncut gems, which I transferred over to Exule for some passive AFK crafting experience. As for the gold ore, I used most of it in the Blast Furnace for some quick experience here and there when I felt like it. These bursts of smithing experience in the Blast Furnace got me the smithing requirements I was missing to finish my Elite Rock Diary. I also decided it was time to finish my Mauritania Diary. Finishing both diaries off allowed me to get the extra battle stars daily, but more importantly, I had the maximum bone meal allowance which I could use in the Ectofungus. Passive prayer experience as I finished off Herblore, Thieving, Construction and Hunter was going to save me a lot of GP, making my skilling more efficient. Between some AFK sessions smelting adamant darts in Privindas and making sourdough and brews in the crafting guild, I set my aim on finishing the Hunter skill. The red chin chompers that I got from having access to the private hunter area in the felled up hills, plus a few chips to the black chin chompers in the wilderness, was very lucrative. I have to admit that I struggled to finish off my remaining skills towards the end. Hunter wasn't enjoyable, thieving was worse, and construction was a goddamn nightmare. In fact, I didn't enjoy the last skills that I had left to do that, despite the fact that they were all very fast in terms of gaining experience, I'd put off doing them for long periods of time. But eventually, we finished off our remaining skills. With Hunter, Herblore, Thieving, Smithing and Prayer out of the way, all I had left to do was construction, which I paced myself with. Instead of doing mahogany tables all day, I would set myself to doing just an hour of construction a day. This way, I wouldn't feel burnt when playing the game, and I could focus the rest of my session money making to max in free-to-play. And so, 3 years after setting myself the goal of maxing with Zayla, 7 since I created the account, and 14 years since I began playing RuneScape, I was ready to max my account and achieve 99 in every skill.
Quite an experience to live in fear, isn't it? That's what it is to be a slave. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the 10-Hauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die.
Okay, I'm about to count down. 3, 2, 1.
I'm at 10 already, man.
Wow, it's done. I've actually maxed. Crazy. Holy shit, it's done.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I've actually done it. Haha,
Did you get a
yeah.
picture of that? Please
Yeah, I
tell
got
me you got. Thank God. You have to post it in screenshots for me, please.
Yeah, I will. Thank
Yeah.
God for silver.
Congratulations, man.
Gentleman's job, sir. I guess you're through, huh?
Finished.
Not quite, Mr. Ford. Time. Yes, I do have a lot of time left. Whereas one journey in Gillingham may have ended, a journey that I ultimately begun as a child, and now happily finished as a man. New journeys in this game can open up at any time. I thought my next journey would take me onto another account, to leave Azalea behind until the day came when I returned to Deadman mode, but an unexpected challenge has risen in the lands of Zia. My ultimate test is waiting for me in the Twisted League. 2 months to achieve the grand total of 2,277 total levels, restricted only to the continent of Zia in the Iron Man mode, where I and many others will have to contest with each other for space and resources. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do I have what it takes to win the Twisted League? You bet I do.